I wasn't gonna record this video right now, but I got a message from my wife, and she said she's still doing what she's doing, and I was like, well, I already recorded the movie pickups. I already recorded the Dungeons and Dragons video, and that one went on for a little longer than I thought it would. I got free time, might as well talk about the Disney Villainous Board Game. Cause why not? Uh, you're probably thinking, Vargas. Yeah, you keep mentioning you're trying to streamline the collection. You're selling off your figures. You're selling off a whole bunch of stuff. Why are you buying Dungeons and Dragons and board games? Well, isn't that going to cause problems? Well, it would, but my wife, she said it that she would like to buy board games to keep our children away from all the electronic distractions that the world we live in have. Like, everyone is stuck to their cell phones and stuck to their iPads and stuck to their laptops and stuck to the TV. That she would like to, take a page back from the olden days and play board games like Monopoly and Clue and stuff like that. And I'm all up for that because it's cool to play board games. I like playing board games. I wish I had more time to play board games. But it also taps into what I like about role-playing games, because you go on this adventure to amass great fortune in Monopoly, or you are in war trying to sink the other guy's battleship and stuff like that. So it's cool to have that. And I just wish that I could come across some Dungeons and Dragons. They exist. There's a Pathfinder board game. There's a Dungeons and Dragons board game. I just never come across those. But I found this, and I thought this was awesome because I have never seen a board game inspired by the villains. Usually, you have your princesses, your Disney characters like your Mickey Mouses and your Donalds, and they're cool. But sometimes you want to delve into the dark side, and let's be frank, the villains are more entertaining than the good guys. I mean, as much as I love the movie, Maleficent is the best part of Sleeping Beauty. Jafar is the best guy. Well, no, I take it back. The genie is the best guy in Aladdin, but second to him is Jafar. Scar is the more interesting guy in The Lion King. Ursula is a lot of fun in The Little Mermaid. Freaking Hades is great in Hercules. So the villains, honestly, or at least the old villains, not the newer. The newer ones are kind of bland, but the old Disney villains are cool. And again, this was something that I was debating whether or not to let Macabro, because he's sometimes the villain of this channel. But I was like, nah, it's a board game. He sent me to limbo. Screw that guy. So I'm going to talk about Villainous, the Disney villain board game. And I love the material this thing is made of is really, really pretty. It's cardboard, but it's not your flimsy cardboard. It's a very nice thick stock, and it has gloss. And it has Maleficent, my all-time favorite Disney villain. And on the back, you have a description of the game, and you have Captain Hook, Maleficent, Jafar, Ursula, King John, and the Queen of Hearts. Now, they have 3 of my favorite villains, but I wish it had Scar. Instead of Prince John, have Scar. And instead of her, have, Hades. But whatever. It is what it is. And in this one, the object of the game is that all these villains have their goals. Maleficent's goal is to put a curse on the land. Captain Hook is to fight Peter Pan in the I think it's called Jolly Roger. The Queen of Hearts just wants to play a game of golf. Jafar needs to get the scarab so he can get the lamp, so he can get access to the genie. Prince John's thing is just he wants to amass money. Ursula is that she has to get the crown and the trident from Triton. So they all have their own goals, and they don't interact, but the other players can sabotage. For example, I'm Maleficent, and I have 3 curses cast. I need the 4th one. So Ursula's like, screw you, I'm going to send a hero your way, and that will block your path, so you have to take care of the hero before you can complete your goal, while I do my own thing and complete my goal. And then the other villain could be like, well, I'm going to screw you over with this, and it's basically to see, it doesn't promote being evil, because despite the fact that it does deal with evil people, it doesn't really give much segue to be evil. But it's still about evil characters. So it has your instruction book, a really, really good quality instruction book, good paper stock. It doesn't feel like cheap paper. It's really glossy. It shows you all the pieces that you have, everything that the game has, how to play, how to set up your characters, how to set up your goals, how to set up allies, because you can have allies to deal with the heroes. And then you have your character sheets, and this one, all of them have a quote from the villain. Now go with a curse and serve me well is for Maleficent. It has Maleficent artwork here. And this is basically your character sheet, basically. For example, Maleficent has to place a curse in each one of her spots. So you have Forbidden Mountains, Briar's Rose Cottage, the Forest, and King Stefan's Castle. So she has to place a curse in each one of these 4 lands. And the bottom part, well, in each one of the lands you have like abilities. Here, if you go here, you collect 1 power coin, which is these things. You have to collect power points to either deal with the heroes or place, in the case of Maleficent, place a curse. And yeah, but you have to collect these by going here. So you might want to go here so you can collect 3, but then you have to play 3 to pay the cost of whatever it is you're doing. And at the top part is where the other villains are going to screw you over, because they might put a hero here. So Maleficent's hero is the prince. So if another villain puts the prince here, it'll block access to these special skills, and you have to have these accesses so you can place your curse. And at the bottom part here, you would put your allies, so you would have the goblins or stuff that serve Maleficent. So there's a lot of strategy into this, which is really cool. Only thing I'm worried about is that all that strategy might go over, my kids' heads. But practice makes perfect. They'll be fine. But you have Maleficent, and then you have Jafar. Finally, you will bow to me, with kick-ass artwork there. And then you have Sultan's Palace, Streets of Agrabah, the Oasis, and the Cave of Wonders. So you have to get the Scarab, so you can go to the Cave of Wonders, and then use the magic lamp. Actually, it says the objective right here. Duh. For Jafar, you have to start your turn with the magic lamp at Sultan's Palace and the genie under your control. So you have that. Then you have Captain Hook, double the powder and shorten the fuse. And his goal is to defeat Peter Pan at the Jolly Roger. And you have the Queen of Hearts, if I lose my temper, you lose your head, which is a pretty cool quote. And her objective is to have a wicket at each location and successfully take a shot. So she just wants to play golf. The sea and all its spoils bow to my power, says Ursula. And her goal is to start the turn with the trident and the crown at Ursula's lair. And then the lamest one is Prince John. No offense to Prince John, but yeah, he kind of sucks. But his objective is just to start his turn with 20 power. The crown gives me a feeling of power. But yeah, he's definitely the weakest one of Disney's. He's fun. He's a funny villain, but yeah, I would have used anyone instead of Prince John. And then you have these 3 luck things that I haven't really researched what they do. A fate card, which is what allows you to use the heroes. And then you have these really, really cool, what would you call these? Player pieces. This is the Queen of Hearts, and they're very, I don't know, I guess you could call them abstract, because it's the form of the Queen of Hearts, but it's, you get the basic idea that it's a Queen of Hearts, but not physically her. But I like it. I like how this looks. Then you have Jafar. I would have gone red, a little red and black with Jafar. Then you have Captain Hook, his pirate hat and his feather thing and his cape. There's Captain Hook. And Prince John's icon is really cool. It's very ostentatious. It is something like something like a puny guy would have to make himself look bigger. It's like a goblet, the crown at top. It's the biggest piece, but it's weird. It's the biggest piece for the lamest character, but it's really cool. I like the gauntlet, the goblet kind of looking thing. Then you have Maleficent. My favorite character has a very small little thing. But really cool because this is the outline. After Maleficent puts the curse on Aurora, she kind of like disappears, and this is the outline that she leaves. So I thought that's actually pretty cool. I like this. And the last one is Ursula. Also, just her hair, her body, and the tentacles. So these things are really, really fun. I like it, but kind of disappointed. My favorite one is the smallest one. And then you have your destiny cards, which are basically your heroes. This is the ones that the other villains are going to use to screw you over, and they're the hero cards. Each one of these hero cards has an effect that messes you up. For example, this one, it's Merryweather. And curses cannot be played to Merryweather's location. So if you put this card on the spot that doesn't have the curse yet, you have to deal with her to remove her from play, so that you can put the curse on your spot. And this, you need 4 attack points to actually defeat Merryweather. And then you have, and the back is also pretty awesome. I love this design. It has Maleficent's crown, the dragon, and then her little crow. So really, really good quality card stock. I'm amazed at how good this is. Then you have King Stefan. King Stefan is played. You may move Maleficent to any location. So you can, if you have Maleficent somewhere, you can move her over somewhere else and screw her over. And it has the guards. It has Fauna. And then you have your ally cards. And these are the ones that help you out. So if you want to summon a goblin thing, a goon, you have to pay 2 attack points, and he has 3. So you can put it as the hero, and then you can use other stuff. You can protect yourself with something like this one. And again, the artwork on this is beautiful. I love the artwork on these things. And you have your green fire, and then you have your savage goon, and you have your malice with Maleficent with a big horse smile. And during their turn, if another player defeats a hero with a strength of 4 or more, you may play Malice. Defeat a hero with a strength of 4 or less. So this one, a dragon form. I'm going with Maleficent because legitimately, this is the scene I was talking about. After she places the curse, she disappears, and the outline she leaves is kind of like this thing. So it makes sense that they would go with that. But just really, really good quality card stock. I mean, it's not flimsy. It doesn't wobble. It has a nice, really cool gloss. It's just, wow. You could tell this is a Disney thing, and they went all out, because I have seen Disney board games that are way more crappy, and this is high quality stuff. I am amazed by how good this is. And I got it cheap. Actually, this was cheaper than the Dungeons and Dragons starter set that I picked up. And it has more stuff, and you know, it's a complete game. You want to play this game, you can play this game. You don't have to buy any additional stuff. And it's beautiful. It's just really high quality paper stock the things, and you have this little cauldron. The cauldron is kind of sucky. This one's like cheap plastic, really cheap thin plastic, but I mean they splurge on everything else. And here's where you would put the power coins, and you know, when you hit a spot that has power coins, you pick them up. And then you have your villain guide. So this one explains what the goals of the villains are and how to play your allies and your enemies. So these, you know, each one of the characters that you play, you would have your own card. And, you know, just going all out. And they could have done that with the instruction, but no, they personalized this to each one of the characters that they did. So this is amazing. This is really, really, really good quality stuff right here. I'm genuinely surprised. This is debatably the best board game I've ever bought. Just quality wise, it's everything's super well done. Everything's super explained. It's easy. There's a strategy, easy to play, but you know there's a strategy here. Everything's complete. Good quality paper stock. Just amazed at how good this is. Now I was doing research because again that's what I do on this one, and there is an expansion to this game. There's actually two. One's called Be Prepared. It has Scar, and the other one's the wickedest of them all. It has the evil queen from. That one's actually cool because that one has the evil queen from Snow White. Oh, what's his face? Facilier. Is it Dr. Facilier? The guy from the bad guy from The Princess and the Frog. I don't know if he's a doctor or something. Facilier, that's all I know. And Hades. That was cool. And Be Prepared has Scar, and I think Cruella de Vil, and I don't remember who the other guy is. So yeah, they actually did try to give an expansion, but you can play with this. You don't need the expansions to play with this. You can play with this. This is for 6 players. You can play a game. You would just get the expansions if you want to play with Hades or Scar, which are the 2 other characters that I like. And yeah, but whatever. If I come across them cheap, I'll buy them. But I'm happy with this. It's just really, really good quality. It's by far one of the best board games I've bought. No kidding. And I've bought a bunch of board games. But this is really, really good quality. If you can find a copy of this cheap and you like Disney villains, buy this. I highly recommend it. Really, really surprised at how I got this cheaper than the Dungeons and Dragons. Because the Dungeons and Dragons ones is cool because, you know, I wanted it, but as far as quality and stuff that you get in the box, this is better. So I would have paid more for this than what I actually paid, but I'm super happy. I'm really, really happy with the Disney Villainous Board Game. Just good quality stuff here. I'm gushing over this thing, but I'm gushing over a Disney product, but it's about the villains, and yeah, that's cool. Again, my Gobber's gonna be pissed off that I didn't let him talk about this because, you know, evil is his thing, but sometimes it's okay to delve into your darker side and enjoy it. So a lot of fun. So today was a very productive day. Talked about movies and talked about 2 board games. Still have one more board game that I want to talk about, but I don't think my wife's gonna take long enough for me to talk. If I get to it, I'll get to it. If not, I'll leave it in the back burner until I do next week when I do the comic book. I have to actually pick up my comics book, but when I do the next DVD update, if I have the time, I'll record that because I haven't picked up anything else. I'm looking into the future and pretty sure it's the thing that I buy the most. Movies, you know. There's definitely going to be another movie DVD update in the future. So when I do that and I have time, I'll talk about. So I really want to talk about that Pokemon board game I bought. That one's really cool too, but I'll keep you posted. So until I see you all again, thanks so much for watching. I apologize if these two reviews ended up being longer than what I was going for. But there was a lot to talk about, a lot of backstory, and stuff that I wanted to get out of the way. And I hope you enjoyed that. If you like these type of videos, let me know, because I'm always looking for inspiration for new content. And I like talking about stuff from the vault, so yeah. Till I see you all again, guys, thanks so much for watching again. Thanks for your comments, your thumbs up. And until I see you all again, this is Vargas, still in the Vargas Vault, thanking you all and signing out.